Hi, this is Tim from Napster Shutter, and today we're going to cover what to do if your Samsung TV has got purple spots and how to quickly fix it. So I'm just going to quickly cover 6 possible fixes. If you want more details on each of these, then you just have a look at the linked article in the video's description below. So most people can fix the purple spots on their Samsung TV by cold booting their TV to reset it. So just switch off your TV, unplug it, hold down the power button for at least 15 seconds, then wait for at least 30 minutes for any residual power to drain from the capacitors, and then plug your TV back in and try switching it on again. For most people that will fix it. If that hasn't worked for you, then try repositioning your HDMI cables. So it could be that a poorly seated cable is creating signal noise, which displays as purple spots. So it could be a faulty HDMI cable or a damaged port. So just try taking out your cables, giving them a clean with compressed air if you have it, and then just put the cables back in the slots again. You can also try using different HDMI inputs. So if your HDMI input is located on a different part of the TV, then it's likely got a separate connection to the TV's main board. So it can be good to test that. You can also just try taking out all of your cables, disconnecting all of your Bluetooth devices, any coaxial cables, turn your TV on and just open up the on-screen menu and see if you can see the purple spots on top of the on-screen menu. If so, that means that there's probably a hardware issue with your TV. Firstly, let's just try running a firmware update. So just make sure your auto update settings are on for firmware. So go to settings and support and software update and check auto update is on. For older TVs, you'll need to update firmware by USB, but there's details of how to do that in the linked article below. If the purple spots are covering a lot of the screen, or they're not particularly annoying, then you can just try changing the picture settings, and that can get rid of them. So if you go to settings in the picture menu and expert settings, you can try messing around with the color, the tint, the gamma and white balance, and that can get rid of the purple spots. Finally, before we do any hardware fixes, let's just try a quick factory reset. So go to settings, general and privacy reset, and use 4 zeros for the pin, and then just fully reset your TV. But if you've still got a problem with these purple spots, it's actually very common in TVs that are older than 2 or 3 years, and it's caused by the LEDs in the backlight. So the LEDs tend to use blue light as their base, and then they get covered in a phosphor yellow coating, and that turns the blue light into more of a white light. But the heat from the LEDs can burn off the yellow phosphor, and then that means the blue light just from the LED is shining through, and that blue light can kind of come across as purple spots. To fix that, you'll just need to replace the LEDs. It's not actually too difficult. The LEDs come in strips. They're usually in 16-inch strips or smaller, and are cold soldered together within the back of the TV. It's very inexpensive just to buy a whole new set of LED strips for your TV. You can just take it apart quite easily. You'll be able to see if the problem actually is the backlights once you take your TV apart, because you'll see if they're blue or if they're white. And then you can see which ones need replacing. There's a lot more details on how to do this in the linked article below, so I would suggest you check that out if you're still having problems.